Welcome back, boys and girls. How are you doing? Today, we've got a classic, an El Clasico matchup. Dutch versus Brits. Bob Enjoyer, probably the best Dutch in the game, to be honest with you. There's probably a handful of them out there. You know, we're talking Julian, maybe Unger's Kaiser Klein, and Bob Enjoyer. So we've got the pretty much the one of the best, if not the best Dutch in the game right now. Bob Enjoyer, still don't know who it is, but hey, it is what it is. Going up against Callan this time around, who has changed his name again. What his names mean, I do not. They're so cryptic that it's anybody's guess. So zero point 0.9 bar equals 1. We'll call him Callan, okay? So let's see what both of these guys have got. I believe the map is Scandinavia. And the map is going to have the House of Vasa and the House of Oldenburg. Obviously, House of Vasa, very, very popular. Probably arguably the best native, one of the best natives in the game, purely because of this Hanseatic League and the big button. Just very, very good eco options for almost every single civ out there. Do one thing to note, Brits have gone for a starting TP. That is interesting. Let's have a look at Brits and see what they're going to be doing. So free Vils. Just the 1 mana. So you do have to chop a bit extra if you want to go for the TP. Usually that's compensated for by going for GMT. But it doesn't look like we're going to see GMT at the moment. So just going to be very standard free Vils. And instead of the double mana, it's going to be the TP instead. I hear some killing going on. Nice. Bob and Joy are going to be picking up 40 XP over here.
Ready.
30 coin for A's and GUA. Praise be to A's. GUA, one of the not the best Brits to ever have done it, but definitely a top Brit player back in his day. For the memes as well. Okay, let's go have a look over at Bob Enjoyer. He's starting to age up. What do we have in store for us? He does have interesting... He does have advanced artillery. Is that going to be useful versus Brits? I don't think so. It's not really. Brits aren't known for like camping and turtling. They're more of a, they need to spread out onto the map, get all their villagers in all the gold mines and all the herds. So I doubt that advanced arsenal would be particularly useful. Envoy just in the base here. Seen that a few times. This guy just likes to leave his envoy stuck under the TC. And your opponent has to decide, do I want to kill that? It's going to take a while. It's going to take 10 villager seconds, and it's going to take a few shots to kill it. But I do think that's worth it. Early market going down for Brits. Nice. Brits do chase the Explorer all the way home. And sometimes you have to take it like sometimes your opponent would leave just because they don't want to risk the bluff of your opponent putting 10 villagers in the TC, and then you end up losing your Explorer. But I think Callan called his bluff there, and it worked out. So, fair play. First man going down before he ages up. Very nice. 5 villagers in gold. I should be able to get a villager in queue just before he ages up. It's going to be tight. Probably going to have to wait a couple more seconds, but he'll get there shortly with the bank as well. Boom. Perfect timing to get the 100 gold and to get the villager in queue, which I'm sure... we will see very shortly. Bankwagon first card. Interesting. So no 700 wood, which is usually what you see. So maybe we're going to see, with this quartermaster age up, we're going to see a barracks or a stable go down early. I think that's a safe option versus Brits. Yeah, going for that early stable. Because Brits, this matchup has always been super Brit favored, by the way. Brits have always enjoyed just longbow spamming Dutch in this matchup. Interesting. So Brits are going to be aging up with the 500 food. First card's going to be 700 wood, so that is very standard. No natives. More mana's going down. So you can see what he's doing with his manners. He's kind of forming a perimeter with his manners. We take the line of sight off. You can see what he's doing here. Like, look at the line of sight all across the map. He just needs to get kind of a mana down here. And then, you know, any kind of aggression or military units that come his way, he'll see it a mile off. And that's always super important because it allows him to prepare, move his units around, etc., etc. At the moment, most people still on wood, so he's just chilling. Pikes are in queue. 600 wood coming in. Doesn't even have 4 villagers in his deck. Interesting. Also, one thing to note, the reason why he went for the TP, so he did manage to squeeze in Virginia Company. So that's really nice. And I just looked at the manas and I saw that they were 90 wood. So it makes sense to go 700 wood, 600 wood, because manas are cheaper. 5 Hussars. Dutch managing to squeeze 5 Hussars in. That's fantastic macro there to get 5 Hussars. But he's going to be met by 5 pikemen. And does Callan see the stable? Callan did see the stable. So really nice scouting by Callan. And that's exactly why he made sure he got pikemen out first. Another 5 pikemen in queue. Great coasters coming in. Fantastic defense here. Making sure that his villagers will survive any cavalry raids. Splitting his pikemen here. Because no doubt the Hussars are going to be split. Just to try and find any stray stragglers out there. But at the moment, Callan doing a good job keeping his villagers in check. And these 5 Hussars are not going to find anything at the moment. Explorer's just chilling over here, as is Callan's. No doubt he wants to pick up that 40 wood at some point. There it is. 5 Hussars diving in versus 5 pikes, but he sees them early, and he backs off. Doing a little bit of playing silly buggers there, but that is risque. And he pulls back a Hussar that went weak. He pulls it back again. Is this micro going to pay off? I don't think it is, and that's a huge waste by Bob Enjoyer there. And now the rest of the pikemen are coming in to catch up. So that's 5 pikemen for 3 Hussars, and he's likely going to lose more Hussars. If these 2 Hussars can survive... Oh, I don't know. This Callan's going to get a nice trap here. He's splitting off pikemen everywhere. Oh, and he separates the pikeman attacks as well. Oh, so killed 4.5 Hussars. What a trade for 5 pikemen. Callan is going to be happy with that. He will take that and then some. Usually 5 Hussars will do well versus 5 pikemen, but you need to micro it well. And his micro was just a bit too much. And he backed 2 away when he was only meant to back 1. Yeah, just wasn't attacking as much as he needed to. So really nice micro by Callan there. Just layers upon layers of like bluffs and having to remove your units to attack, singular attack something and then attack something else rather than just leave them on an attack move, which is what the Dutch player would have been hoping for. Didn't pay off for him that time, though. Pikeman chasing, and now he's on 44 villagers and aging up. So he's gone for 700 wood, 600 wood, 700 gold, and just gone for an age up, which is really fantastic. Does have the option of going for GMT here, and GMT is a card that comes in quickly. It would give him 2 TPs, which would benefit by about 35%, so minus 35% age up time. He's actually going for a trade post here. I imagine that's for Hanseatic League. He's max manas right now. Doesn't look like he's shipping GMT.
Ready.
Hussar's just having a look around. It looks like the pikemen are finally going to pick it off. We'll just keep an eye on Callan just in case. Pikeman pushing the bank now. But TC5 should take care of that nicely. Interesting. Picking up House of Oldenburg as well. Yeah, definitely no GMT now. Second barracks going down. Does he have native cards in his deck? He doesn't. Interesting, he has Siege Archery and Yeoman. Maybe we'll see some really buff longbows. In every sense of the word buff. But we have to wait and see. Bob Enjoyer aged up as well. He's currently on 5 banks, so done a fantastic job. He was a bit slow to start with, but got those 5 semi-Hussar, semi-Cav FF. So he managed to squeeze in 5 as a Huss, which was really nice. And TC Fire should deter these pikemen. He's got a bank here, which is nearly half HP. Longbows coming in as well. The barracks are really far behind in base, though, so they're going to take a long time to kind of get up here where they want to be. A second TC going down. Interesting. I think Callan aged up with the Adventurer, which is the Longbows. So look at that mass of longbows already. He's only got double racks as well. No one on water yet. Dutch on 5 banks, so they've got a great eco. And he's got a stable and a barracks. No 1k wood coming down. Usually you do want to see 1k wood come in because that's really, really useful. But at the moment, he hasn't got it. Okay, 27 vills, but 5 banks. Let's have a look back at Callan. Hasn't got Hanseatic League just yet. But Yeoman card coming in. Does have veteran longbows, so when this comes in, it gives him an insane extra range. 4 extra range. Like, what card gives something 4 extra range? Absolutely insane. There comes Hanseatic League. Where's he going to decide to put them? I imagine he'll want to put them over this gold mine over here. And that would be really effective because if you can kill lots of herds as well, then these torps are going to benefit from lots of food gathering as well. So those torps are basically going to be like initially it's going to be like 5. They're going to be 5 villagers because if they're gathering from these herds as well, they're going to give us some insane stats. Like maybe 4 villagers, but 4 very strong villagers. Not sure what he wants from here. Honestly, I think the best thing about the House of Oldenburg is the big button, and that gives you the hot air balloon, which is really important. Take a look at the stats here. Look at this, 0.72 and 0.27 coin. That's at least 1 villager. At least 1 villager. Now look at this. It's 26 range compared to 20. That is a huge disparity. And if you can mass enough longbows, these skirms are going to be in trouble. Because longbows trade well versus skirms. But not when there's a bigger mass of them. Now looking good for Dutch all of a sudden. On the move. Minutemen coming in, though. Goons over there. Some pikemen as well. They could go on guard stance to the cover mode to soak up some HP. More longbows coming in. Oh, but already Red Lancers has come in for Dutch. He's already shipped the Religious Freedom. Wow, wow. And is it go time? The Red Lancers, he does have Reuters as well. The Reuters want to get in here for an extra bit of firepower. There's a decent amount of goons and some pikes, but Red Lancers can do a lot of damage here. If they get into position, what are the Reuters doing? Get your Reuters in there. And look at this, longbows out of nowhere. Look at that beautiful spread as well from the longbows. Forcing these skirmishers back. He's just deleted like 2/3 of his army here. And look at this, 26 range, 1.5 fire rate compared to a skirmisher's free fire rate. So in essence, longbows do double the damage, but their attack animation is terrible, so they can't kite like skirmishers can. But even with the Red Lancers in, looks like Dutch is that was a decent mass, but he's just going for the industrial here. Interesting. So pushing whilst he's looking at aging. And look, that hot air balloon. That's exactly what I was talking about. And this is so important because Callan knows what's here now. This hot air balloon just gives him so much information. He knows where the villagers are. Look at this. He knows exactly where to push. He knows what the army is. And he knows, he probably smells something that he's aging. Really nice line of sight. That's why you get that native. This is exactly why you get House of Oldenburg. And tell you what, that big balloon, it comes back really quick. And look, it's already a quarter done. So that hot air balloon, big button is really, really good. You can't sleep on that. And at such a high level, you know, providing you with line of sight in your opponent's base is so advantageous in big fights. You see what's coming. You know how to counter. You know where the buildings are, etc., etc. Also has the big button here for Order of Vazar. So he's on 69. Nice, villagers. Plus those torps. And look at this card. This is not a card you see very often. And look at that 1.5 fire rate for the siege attack. Look at this thing go. And it's taking burn damage by the looks of it. Wow, that back's getting destroyed. What the hell? These longbows have been turned into I don't know what they've been turned into mortars. They've been turned into the siege archers that Aztec have. how quick this is getting sieged. Why are people not using that card? Holy cow. Enables Longbow to siege buildings from a long range with fire arrows, which inflict burning damage over time. It looks like I'm speeding this up, but honestly, I'm not. That's just 39 Longbows and burn damage. Absolutely crazy. It's almost like they're better than siege archers. That was insane. And 3 banks just go down just like that. Bob and Joy, he does have 2 heavy cannons, so maybe that can level the playing field. The Hussars and Red Lancers are trying to get that stare on them, slow everything down, and allow the heavy cannons to unpack. But he mistimed that. That was a premature unpack, Bob and Joya. Could be a huge mistake. Now all the cav has gone down, and there's nothing really to protect these. Not a lot to protect these heavy cannons. They do get 1 shot off each. Huge damage against the Longbows. Are they going to get another one off? No, he's going to have to resort to hitting the villagers. Could have gone better for Bob and Joy. That was his comeback mechanic there. It was the 2 heavy cannons, and has he fumbled the bag? The score's looking good for Brits, but he is down an age.
I am sorry, grieved. I may not steer.
Brits have gone for another House of Oldenburg. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if that affects the big button timing, if it makes it go double as quick. Someone in the comments tell me if you've got. Sorry, I always have to play my invisible violin when the Order of Vazar. I think that was level 2 Order of Vazar as well. Yeah, someone tell me in chat if scientific expeditions, the big button for it goes quicker if you've got 2 of the native. Someone let me know. That would be interesting to know. I know you. There's always you big brainers out there that will know that sort of thing. 3 culverins is the magic number to kill a heavy cannon in 1. He has 3 of them. Man knows his numbers. The 2 heavy cannons, they don't get a lot of shots off, and they're not long for this world. And I'll tell you what, now that win condition has gone, looking really good for Brits right now. Bob and Joya, one of the best, like I said, one of the best Dutches in the game. What can he do here? Brits on 82 villagers, starting to get a dock down now. Another jingle with the air balloon. And again, he's going on the prow. He's moving on the attack here. He knows with what's coming with that hot air balloon. And look at this. For a second there, I think he targeted the factory, but instead he's going to go for the skirmishers. And these Longbows, look at their siege attack. They have the same range for their siege attack as they do their normal attack. So they can siege buildings at 26 range. That's the same as a falconet. And just like that, he calls the GG. Wow, that was an impressive display by Callan there. Starting with that TP, going for the VC boom, 700 wood, 600 wood, and then into the yeoman and siege archery cards. And that made these Longbows very, very impressive. Made them essentially siege archers. And I tell you what, they might even be better. I know it says they only have six siege attack, but with the burning damage, it felt like it was a lot better than that. It is 1.5 fire rate versus buildings as well. So, you know, it's basically double that. But yeah, very, very impressive. Very, very impressive there. Very nice. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Even though Bob and Joy got that nice early 5 banks, he didn't achieve much with the 5 Hussars. And the 5 Hussars, like on a normal map, like, you know, 5 Hussars could do a really good amount of damage, cause a lot of frustration, but that map is plentiful of resources. Callan tidied his base up really well, split his pikemen, really nice micro with his pikemen to split them into groups of 2 and 3 and to trap those Hussars. And it was, yeah, and honestly, it was kind of lost at that moment, and not being able to get any kind of advantage with those Hussars and losing them to 5 pikemen. Yeah, that did not feel good. But that was a fantastic game. Well played to both. Hope you guys enjoyed that one, and I will catch you in the next game. Peace.